Hello, my name is Dr. Joydeep Chatterjee. I am a practitioner of general medicine. Now, today I would like to discuss about a very important and menacing problem in today's society that we are facing every day in modern society. That is a high blood pressure and how to prevent it. This is a very common problem. Now, to know about a high blood pressure, we need to know what the normal blood pressure is. What is the definition of normal blood pressure? See, when the heart pumps or circulates the blood through the body, through the blood vessels, there is some pressure created by the blood on the wall of the blood vessels. This is basically what is our blood pressure. Now, normally, in a healthy person, it falls and rises throughout the day. But when the blood pressure remains on a high level for a long period of time and left untreated, it can lead to some serious health complications, some cardiovascular complications, some complications with our kidneys, some eye complications with the retina and all these sort of things. And therefore, we need to check the persistent increase of rise of blood pressure, which is called hypertension. This is very important. Now, there are certain risk factors which goes a long way in increasing our blood pressure, in causing hypertension. One of them is the unhealthy lifestyle choices. For example, not having enough regular physical exercise, obesity, smoking, high alcohol consumption, and stress, etc. Now, these are the risk factors which goes a long way in developing hypertension. Now, one of the important risk factors that I like to elaborate is age. As people get older, the artery stiffens up and becomes narrow, and also there is excess fat buildup inside the arteries, which increases blood pressure, causing hypertension. The second factor, which is important, is the family history of high blood pressure. If one or more of the family members are there in the family with high blood pressure, that increases a person's chance to develop this condition. Another important factor is excess of salt intake, which can raise the blood pressure also. Not eating enough foods, which is rich in potassium, can increase blood pressure. And also there is a risk of stroke and chronic kidney disease. Now, excess of processed and fatty foods also increases the fat throughout our body and makes our heart work harder to push the blood throughout the body, causing a rise in blood pressure. This, coupled with lack of physical activity, is also linked to obesity, which further increases or enhances our blood pressure. Last but not the least, is very important factor is stress. These are modern lifestyle. We are induced a lot of factors which give rise to stress. And this stress is also an important factor of giving a high blood pressure and leading to hypertension. Now, moving on, hypertension, what are the signs and symptoms of hypertension that we face? Now, hypertension is sometimes called a silent killer because it doesn't give any rise to any symptoms. But if it persists for a fairly long time, as I told you before, it can give rise to cardiovascular problems, kidney failure, stroke, eye damage, and can even lead to blindness. Hence, we must, very importantly, we must know the early and accurate diagnosis of hypertension is very important. Whether the person's blood pressure is, checking of one's blood pressure is very important in this regard. Now, generally speaking, when the symptoms occur, sometimes the symptoms occur. These symptoms are morning headaches or tiredness, vision changes, buzzing in the ears, fatigue, nausea, and vomiting. If the person is experiencing these sort of symptoms, he should immediately get his or her blood pressure checked. But once again, I'd like to reiterate that these are not the only symptoms. Most often we get a silent, blood pressure is silent, it doesn't give rise to any symptoms. So we need to take our blood pressure on a regular basis. Now there is an instrument called sphygmomanometer, a blood pressure instrument, which can measure the blood pressure. Now the blood pressure is measured in two ways, in two systems, systolic and diastolic. Now, the normal person has a blood pressure of 120 by 80 millimeter of mercury. That is what is normal. If it goes above 140 by 90, it is called hypertension. If the person has blood pressure level persistently more than this, he has a risk of developing severe complications. This is very important. Now, let us know what is the systolic blood pressure and what is the diastolic blood pressure. Systolic blood pressure means the pressure on the blood vessels when the heart contracts, whereas the diastolic indicates the diastolic blood pressure, meaning the pressure of the blood vessels when the heart rests between the beats. Now, the next, how can you reduce our blood pressure, bring it to normal, or reduce hypertension? What are the ways without taking medicine? Medicine is the last resort. Now, what are the risk factors? I've already told you. Prevention of risk factors is very important in normalizing blood pressure. Things like regular exercise, healthy diet, quitting smoking and reduce alcohol intake, regular blood pressure monitoring, and stress management are important factors. Now to elaborate, regular exercise and physical activity. Now exercise is a very important drug-free approach in lowering our blood pressure. Regular physical activity makes a person's heart stronger. In one have a strong and healthy heart, it can pump more blood with less effort, so the heart has to work less as a pump and the force on the blood vessels will decrease and hence it will lower the blood pressure. And on the other hand, we are all aware that age and weight gain are two major risk factors for high blood pressure. So if the blood pressure is at a desirable level of 120 by 80, then exercise can prevent it from rising as we age. Now, similarly, regular exercise, as I told you, also help in maintaining a healthy weight, which in my opinion is an important way to control blood pressure. And how much exercise one should do? One should aim for at least 30 minutes of aerobic exercise, it is said, most days of the week. And high blood pressure can also be reduced by doing regular structured exercises like brisk walking, jogging, swimming, etc. Now, next is a healthy diet. Diet is a very important factor reducing blood pressure, and a lot of things we can do in having a healthy diet and reducing blood pressure, like eating less saturated fat and total fat, getting plenty of potassium in our diet, and also limiting the amount of sodium in our diet, and as well as alcohol consumption should be reduced. Now, it is important to note in this regard that a special type of diet called DASH or Mediterranean diet has been advocated to, we can take this kind of diet for reducing our blood pressure. A DASH diet or a Mediterranean diet is a diet which is rich in whole grains, fruits, vegetables, low fat, dairy products, and less of saturated fat and cholesterol. It can lower one blood pressure by up to 11 millimeter of mercury from the normal pressure that he or she is having. The next and important factor which I want to stress is reduction of sodium in the diet. Even as it has been seen that even a small amount of reduction of sodium in the diet can improve the heart health and reduces the blood pressure to as much as 5 to 6 millimeter of mercury if you have high blood pressure. Now, what are the things we can do to reduce the sodium intake in our diet? What are the ways we can take? Number one, you can read the food levels of the food you are taking, because you should choose low sodium alternatives and beverages that you normally buy. We should eat as less processed food as possible, because mostly sodium content is high in those foods. And also, don't add extra salt in your diet, because one level of a teaspoon of extra salt has some 2,300 milligrams of sodium. So avoid adding salt to the food. Use herbs and spices, as I would advocate, to add flavor in your food. And one of the other most important factor is quit smoking. You should quit or reduce smoking. Better to quit smoking as quickly as possible to improve your cardiovascular health. And also the another thing is regular blood pressure monitoring. Now, regular blood pressure monitoring is very important. You should go to a doctor for for monitoring of blood pressure, but it is not always possible for patient to go and visit a doctor on a regular basis. So one should have a self-monitoring device and can monitor the blood pressure on a regular basis. Throughout the day, pressure reading at different times helps in better prediction of cardiovascular mortality and morbidity than a single routine blood pressure measures in a clinical visit. What we also know is during clinical visits, sometimes it is called a white collar hypertension. When you go and see a doctor, there is a bit of anxiety in the patient, which sometimes raises the blood pressure. So better to monitor it yourself. If there is problem, persistent rise in blood pressure, you can always go and see a clinician. Another one of the last important thing I want to stress is stress management. In our modern lifestyle, in our way of activity that we go through every day, there are times we face a lot of stress in our workplace. And this is a very important factor. We have to carry some stress in our lifestyle. I feel we cannot avoid it altogether, but we should manage stress skillfully. Things like exercising, listening to some soulful music, focusing on something calm and peaceful, meditating at times helps goes a long way in reducing stress management. These are, in essence, the basic methods. And last and but not the least, is adherence to medicines. Now, this should be the last resort. We should try and improve our lifestyle, like I said, all the ways and measures. If blood pressure doesn't correct by through these methods, we can always go for anti-hypertensive medicines to reduce our blood pressure if it remains persistently over 140 by 90. But that should be the last resort. If these things doesn't work, then only we can go for medicines. And this is in gist what we can do to control our blood pressure in a modern society. Thank you so much for hearing.